This is Hiradio, your online radio. Welcome to Hiradio.
Welcome back to the East African Spotlight Show. If you're just tuning in, I've got a mad guest tonight. So my guest on the show today is Recab. So Recab is a Ugandan based in the Netherlands. He is a dance production choreographer, community arts project proprietor who has worked on several projects that he will be telling us today. Today, I want him to take us through his story. I want him to tell us, what it took to get to where he is. And last but not least, he's the owner of a dance school in Rotterdam, which is right here in the Netherlands. Let me tell you guys, this guy is a whole vibe. A little later in the show, I'll let you know about the first time him and I met. I'm telling you the drama that I saw. Recab, welcome to the East African Spotlight Show.
Whoa, hey, thanks. I'm happy to be here for sure.
How are you doing today?
I'm fresh.
How's your week been? How's everything?
Yeah, it is what it is with this whole weather, rainy and all. Yeah, but we keep it strong.
I hope you have someone there keeping you warm at night, because this weather is for cuddles.
This weather?
It's for cuddles.
Yes, yeah, oh, really?
Yeah,
I think it's better to keep working. It's better to keep working.
Thank you so much for taking the time to come to the show today. I'm really glad to have you. I've been waiting for this for such a long time, to have a conversation with you and to sort of understand what your story is, because you're so fascinating.
Oh, is that so?
You're so fast. You have so much energy. Sometimes I'm wondering, where is this energy coming from?
So
can you tell me, Recab, who is Recab?
Oh, that's usually a very broad question.
Yeah, I mean, this, we have like a whole hour, so I really want to go and dive into your story. So I want to know, let's start. Who is Recab? Yeah. Introduce yourself.
Introduce myself. Yeah, I always say, I'm as easy as it comes. Mm-hmm. But on top of what I do personally, character-wise, I always say, what you see is what you get. But the thing is, I'm always very curious about how to integrate with people, or I'm a people person. That's one thing for sure. Mm-hmm. Secondly, I think I just love to give a positive vibe to everybody. You know what I mean?
I get that.
In life, people need that, because if we're all uptight, then who's going to make the difference?
We're going to have a problem, eh?
Yeah. On top of that, I mean, from the work that I do, you already introduced it. I mean, I'm more of entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur, so I do quite a lot of stuff. But I focus mostly on dance. Yeah, it being a challenging industry.
Yeah, and I have so many questions because actually it's so funny that I haven't ever talked to anyone from the dance kind of sector,
Right.
So I have so many. I'm so interested to how that industry works.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start simple. When did you realize that dance was it for you?
Talking about when, I mean, it's always been in my DNA to dance,
Okay.
But also, I just kept looking at, I wanted to stop hearing the whole fact of dance being taken as a substitute for something.
Okay.
And coming from an African perspective,
Mm-hmm.
you know it very well. Like, your mom just tells you, like, if you're not a lawyer, if you're not a doctor, you're not going to tell me shit,
Sir, let me tell you, even an entertainer itself is still bringing wahala in the homestead till today.
See, so, I mean, every time, we were around that time, around the National Theatre, say in Kampala, for example,
Mm-hmm.
when somebody came to you and they asked you, like, hey, what'd you do? You were like, yo, I dance. They're like, yeah, we get that, but what do you do? You know what I mean?
Like, tell me your real profession, please.
Exactly, And it was always taken as like the second or the third option. Like if you were a dancer, probably you were a failure. But the beauty about dance or music or arts or performing arts as it is actually what keeps the world moving.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I just took it on like deep, like just to prove people wrong or to prove to myself that it can be a career that someone can embrace and also make a difference for some other people that are out there that don't want to take a leap of faith to actually take the step. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah.
Fight for what you're passionate about. Definitely. I absolutely love that. Definitely. So when did you come to the Netherlands and why? Why was this the country for you?
Wow, that's a very good question. Okay, I've been here. I came here, I think, 6 years ago. Basically, it was more of like I told you, taking on the dance fraternity.
Okay.
Just to make sure that it's always been my dream to create that gap, to create a platform for my brothers and sisters out there that actually would have wanted to be where they want to be right now, but then they don't have the means to. So I had the means to do it, and
Okay.
I just took a leap of faith to go like, okay, I'm just gonna go to Europe and make things happen, And Holland being conducive space for creative arts. I mean, that's why I'm best in.
I know. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it being the conducive space for these things to happen, of course, I started doing my networking and making sure that, there's a platform that I could create.
Absolutely.
And that's the birth of Safari Dance School.
Oh wow, we're gonna be talking about that a little later. But now I want to really focus on like you and your upbringing and how this dance sort of incorporated itself in you, because I'm curious to when you saw someone dancing and you're like, you know what, this is it.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do. I want to know, what is that story for you? Did it start in school?
It started like, I grew up in an environment where you would just have people dancing all over the place.
Okay.
So
it's Africa.
yeah.
So.
And then the thing is, as well as for example, we had that whole church thing.
Yeah.
To call you for church, they drum. So like when they drum, you're like, okay, that's a sound for
Absolutely.
It's Christmas or something else. And every time you went to the church, it was always lively. People were dancing, and then there was a lot of that sense of togetherness and happiness.
Yeah.
And of course, it filled with like just my character trait is more of positive vibe. I pick energy from other people, and so do I give.
Absolutely.
So what happened was, everybody else around me was dancing anyway. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. But also in school, I used to, I was the guy who you would be like, entertainment, I'm the guy for you.
Yeah, but how did you balance that with school? Because, I know. I went to an African kind of school,
Right.
For a while,
Yeah.
and there was obviously the arts, and then there was the school, but then there was this thing that you had to balance between arts and school. Yani, there was no way you were excelling in one and going a little bit low on the other. So how did you manage that?
Well, the thing is, yeah, that was difficult. It was tough, as you know. But on the other end, like, you get to look at it in a situation whereby, okay, the thing is, whoever was in the entertainment at that time,
Yeah.
you had a lot of attention, if you know what I mean.
Dude, you were the kingpin of the school.
So the problem was, if you didn't really make it with the grades, then there was going to be another problem.
Absolutely.
So you had to find a way how you can balance such that, at least you have like a sequence where you're in balance, like, okay, it's all good. But of course, entertainment used to take the upper hand.
So you did all the drama, you did music festivals, did you do all that in school?
I was singing
Bro.
like what? I think I should have been Bruno Mars, but
Kidogo, this man is going to start telling us he's pursuing a music career. Anyway, I read somewhere that you've participated in the NVAD competitions and you won.
yeah.
You were a Dutch champion, and in the basic Latin category.
Yeah.
So I know in Africa we have various dancing styles, but like Latin is not something that, okay, personally, I've not seen it so much. So why did you decide to focus on that specifically? Because I see everyone doing like Afrobeat, and the normal, like, just the normal dance.
Right.
But like Latin is just like, hey, wait a minute. Why? Why did you pick that one?
It was actually, it's a very, also another funny story.
Yeah.
Because, it was something where someone dared me to do it,
Really?
Now, the thing is, I'm an all-round dancer, so I do a lot of things,
We are sorry.
And,
We are sorry, sir.
and then what happened was this guy, he just dared me. He was like, hey, if you want to do this,
Yeah.
then I can try Afrobeat. I'm like, you said what? I'm like, let's go. So the thing is, when I came here, actually, where I was living in Rotterdam, the only immediate studio that I saw, dance studio I saw, was a Latin dance studio. You know what I mean? So I go in there and I'm like, you know what? I'm already here anyway.
I might as well just do
Let's
the
make it
thing.
happen. But in Uganda already, before I moved here, in Uganda already, I had a big crowd doing Latin. I was already doing it over there.
Okay.
But I was more like the social kind, salsa, bachata, all that stuff. So I was already doing it anyway. I think my brothers and sisters who are in the dance world in Uganda know about that.
Okay.
And much of the motivation that I had to actually put it on a more professional level, such that I can be able to, if their dream didn't come true, then I will make it happen, such that I give them a leap of faith that it can happen too. So that's why.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, and I just ended up doing it, you know. I used to see the stuff on YouTube and TV, and I mean, then
And
there
you're
was
like,
me.
yeah, I'm going to do that. Absolutely, I love that.
Yeah.
So you came to Holland and you were like, okay, I'm here.
Yeah.
So was your first initial instinct to start a dance studio?
Actually, yeah. I
Wow.
I'd already started it in my mind before I even got here.
Okay. Was that difficult? What kind of a journey was that to begin it and to get it to where it is right now?
No, it was a tough one. I got to tell you that.
Yeah.
First of all, you know, you're a stranger in a country, so I mean, you don't know what's going on. And on top of which, this is a situation where, being it's a European country, they have there's a mode of kind of dance schools that are there. You know, either it's Latin or it's classic or it's a ballet school or something like that. So there's already a discipline of dance school that you need to follow.
Okay.
So when you have something unique to present on the table, there's a lot that you need to do around that to actually make it happen. And the first thing that I had to think about was, what was the name that I was going to use for the dance school? What was that was representing me better? And that was Safari. So I said, you
It's
know
unique
what?
to you.
There you go. Yeah, because it's my journey. And, you know, every time, I mean, you know, Safari is a Swahili word, you know, so every time you are somewhere, you know, someone has to get on your journey and they create their own journey in there, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so in this organization that you have,
Yeah.
do you have like a whole team around it? Do you have different instructors? Like how, like now for me, I'm listening in right now
Right.
and I am around the Netherlands
Yeah.
and I want to come for a class. How do I go about that?
Oh, I mean, our website, thankfully, has just been updated. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's www.safaridanceschool.com. But the dance school is the Dutch way. You write it the Dutch way, DANS school. Just
You
make it.
couldn't have just left us with some Africanness inside.
It comes. You know, when you go, the thing is, there's always something unique about it. So you open the site and then you have Africa flash on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
It's such a beautiful site, actually. I was going through it the whole week and I was like, wow, this is actually very visually pleasing.
yeah, definitely, I appreciate that.
So, Recab, we were talking about your dance school and
Yeah.
you were telling me how I can get a lesson. You've told me to just go on the website. So, what kind of dance lessons do you have? What are we looking for when we see Safari Dance School? Like, what do you incorporate?
Yeah.
What kind of dance?
All right, dope. Well, about the website, it's not only the website that you can go to. We do have our Facebook. We have our Facebook. We have Instagram. So anybody can check out. Also, like what it's about. Like you just check out all the videos over there. Just see what it is. But Safari Dance School, as Safari Dance School.
I want you to sell it to me now. I am here.
You're ready.
I am ready to be an investor. Charlie, please lay it on me. Lay it on me.
I'm on a hot seat. Anyhow, yeah. What basically I do Afrobeat, like Afrobeat, but mostly Afrofusion.
Okay.
So you do have like when people go like, yeah, I teach Afro, yeah, what it is, you know. I do Afrofusion, but my fusion always is traditional movements or traditional dance movements. So like, for example, my Ugandans can know about, say, Magunju. You know, I go traditional and then I mix it with urban Afrobeat. So you have something that looks like an awesome cocktail. You know?
You're still holding on to your roots. I absolutely love it.
You gotta do.
I love it. You know those people who come abroad and all of a sudden they forget where they're from?
Yeah.
But you're not that person.
My-
Hey, continue. I'm sorry.
Is that? Yeah, so I mean, with my Afro lessons, you come getting the full package. So not all that you see on YouTube. No. I incorporate my traditional side into the urban, such that you don't miss out on any of them. And I think it's also nice for people actually understand what movement they're dancing, because I mean, growing up as a dancer, I have gotten to understand, like, okay, I mean, there's a dance that we used to do when probably we had a wedding somewhere.
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
so happy dancers, it depends. So I am very cautious about what kind of music I listen to or what I teach. Like the kind of music I use when I'm teaching my lesson, the vibes gotta be right, you know. So apart from Afrobeat, of course, apart from my Afro lessons, I do salsa lessons as well. And why I do salsa lessons also has something to do with African roots, you know.
Okay.
If you,
Tell us about it.
Yeah, if you look into the history of salsa, for example, you know, by the time it traveled all the way to the Caribbean, traveled all the way to South America or wherever, you know, this was a culture that was taken, you know, that was how do you call it? It was an African culture. So, like you say, in Cuba, you have all these people that went to work over there in Cuba, and they had the way they were dancing. And that's why you have the Cuban rumba, that rumba where, you know, the bodies are very intertwined. And, you know, those are all African movements. So when it came into the Caribbean, it became something else. It became salsa. And then as the world started growing, you know, people had different styles of salsa. You know, now you have like what, 5? You have the New York style, you have the Cuban style, you have in Europe you have the LA style, where people dance according to the lines, because they borrow this from the classic way of dancing. Okay. Yeah. So the fact that I take my time to actually understand a background of a dance before I actually teach it, because what I want to find out is, for someone to come to my lessons, they come to learn how to dance. Absolutely. So I don't really teach steps, like, you know. You teach dance. I just teach you how to dance. So by the time you're done with my lesson, you will know, like, okay, I think my body's moving different. You know
guys, what I mean? Yeah. You guys, hey, please tell us. Has he won? Has he sold me that? Has he sold me the idea? Because me personally, like, I always thought that I had 2 left feet. Mm-hmm. As in, I thought that I was incapable of dancing until this quarantine period, when I had time in front of the mirror. Right. In front of the mirror and my music, and I said, wait a minute, this thing I can do. I can do. So now I'm going to go to Safari Dance School, because then I need to learn how to move. Kidogo, you guys will see me as a dancer. Just wait on it. You guys see me as a radio host. Yeah, right. I'll be announcing that challenge on my Instagram. You guys have to follow my Instagram and follow Recab too. Dope. Wow, that is beautiful. Yeah. You know, I'm really quite fascinated because the world of dance, I've told you, is not one that is very, very familiar to me. Yeah. I do enjoy dancing, but I never see like the back side of it. Of course I can't, because me, I'm just feeling the groove. Yeah. But for you, it's something more. So apart from dance, what else do you do? From 8 to 5, where can I find you? Recab. Apart from dance, is there anything else you're doing? Like,
it's usually dance related. Whatever I'm doing is usually
really.
It's usually dance related, because I am trying to make sure that I remember what I said in the beginning. I'm trying to actually get people to realize you can actually have a career out of it, you know? So there's a lot around it that you could do, or that I am doing, you know? First of all, my whole idea about dance is a mode of communication. So it's like silent movement. Yeah. So for me, I always believe that every single person has a different way their bodies actually respond to music. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't tell somebody, hey, dance like Recab. It's not going to happen. Why? Because I have to respect how your body actually moves. So I'll give you an idea of what movement you can make, and then whatever your body does with that idea is entirely up to you. Then I open up the minds of the people to actually understand that, hey, I can actually move like this.
But are you telling me that everyone can dance? Is that what you're trying to say to me?
Most definitely. They just
I lakini sometimes, bro. Sometimes you stand somewhere and look at someone and they're like, guy, just stop. The rhythm is not there.
Yeah, that person is just lost. Then they need to find Safari Dance.
They need to find Safari Dance School, of course.
So good.
So, okay, personal projects. Yeah. Please tell us about your foundation.
Yeah, my foundation is Chakabi Foundation.
Okay.
Chakabi is a Ugandan or Luganda word. It means super cool. You know,
super
Chakabi.
Cool.
Yeah, we use it. It's like a slang, but it means super cool. So it is a Chakabi Foundation. Why is it Chakabi? Is every person can be a part of it in order for them to excel in life. And I am focusing that foundation on communities in Uganda, but I would not say, I don't like to use the word ghetto.
Okay.
I like to use communities.
Okay.
But that is the relevance. So I'm using the foundation is basically focused on those communities that are disadvantaged in a way. And what we're trying to do is to create self-sustaining development projects. So instead of just trying to, because the in thing right now is all the foundations that are in Uganda, 90% of them, most of them are into charity. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So every time you give somebody, and Uganda probably has the largest population of young people. So if you give somebody money every single time, or you give them food in the hand every single time, you're creating a pattern that they're used to that, right? But if you teach them how to plant and how to actually harvest, or how to take care of the food that they're actually growing, then you're teaching them a different way. So these are the self-sustaining projects I'm talking about. So we're going into farming, we're going into energy, we're even going to try to teach kids how to, or like the youth, because it's focusing on the young people. So we're focusing on these young communities, So instead of crime, what else can you do alongside that? Because what happens is, so some foundations have done this. So they try to create a situation where they have a talk show about, you could be this, you could be this, you could be that, but they don't put practical solution, So what I'm hoping to achieve out of this one is, if these young people that are not going to school, or they're not able to go to school, we have to enforce the fact that they can do things with their hands. I mean, that is why you see me wearing these beads.
Absolutely.
I wear these
absolutely
such that a child or someone out there can make them and actually make something out of themselves, And this is an initiative that I am hoping that people can have and embrace, Right now, it's becoming a good movement in Uganda. I mean, if you check my Facebook page or my website, Chakabi is actually doing something wonderful. But like I said, everything is dance. There's something dance about it. So, as you know, in Africa or in a community, you cannot just go with a microphone in your hand and you're like, guys, we have a project that is going to help everyone.
No, people will be like, what are you talking about?
We use dance as a trigger for people to actually get to understand what the project is about, or what the foundation is about. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So once we get everyone engaged in dancing, so how do we sensitize people, for example? We have to, we use different methods. So through dance, when they come together, then we have collective seminars or educational seminars to teach, say, girl child education or things like that. Or, but we are also hoping to have support from different people. I mean, if you're out there and you're listening and you feel like this is a foundation that you want to be a part of, you want to support, please you're more than welcome to actually let us know what it is. And so that is just partly of what we're trying to do. So self-sustaining projects, such that, our people can have something to, always be with hope.
If you would give advice to your, let's say, 16-year-old self today, what would you say to yourself?
No, I would have a lot to say. But first of all, I would say 89% of the people around me or people around you would contribute to actually your happiness. And happiness, if your mind is in the right state of mind, then you are going to actually succeed, because then you're different. You're focused onto a particular goal. Now, what happens is, of course, life is full of ups and downs. But every time you're on your down, you got to think about your up, because you're not going to stay in your down.
Absolutely.
And when you're on the ground, the only way is up. So
exactly, like you can't go any further down. And that is such beautiful advice, because for me, like when I was younger, and my dad used to tell me, the people you surround yourself really matter. I used to look at him and ask him, but what are you saying? I'm my own person. So like, are you saying that I'm not strong enough to refuse what my person is saying? But what we don't realize is that slowly your habits start to sip into my habits. Pole pole too. It doesn't even have to be anything great, Just the way you speak. Tomorrow I'll start saying some things that you're saying, and just like that, slowly. So all the young people, I know it doesn't make sense right now. It does not make sense. Anything that a grown up tells you right now, you feel like, what are these people talking about?
True.
But I assure you, and I guarantee you, if you surround yourself with people who help you grow, help you build yourself, help you, envision a future for yourself. Believe me, you're going to get to where you are dreaming of getting. This is someone who has started his own company. This is someone who has moved to a different country and done the thing. This is someone who is continuing to build on his brand and, build on who he is. And I feel like he has something to tell someone who hasn't started believing in their dream, someone who hasn't pushed out of their comfort zone for their dream, Recab, what would you tell us this evening, just as we wrap up and close off for the weekend?
This is, I would just have to say, well, first of all, thanks for everybody for listening in. And I would just want to say that there's something that I always say, like, you don't believe what you see. You know? So people go like, seeing is believing.
Yeah.
But there's a wrong narrative to that. But you have already believed before you see. Because by the time you're curious enough to want to see, you've already believed. You just don't know it yet.
Exactly.
So all I want to say is that, people need to have a leap of faith and always dare to take the first step in life, because that is the thing that is going to define who you are.
Absolutely.
And don't try to be like anybody else.
No.
Be like you.
Yeah. You have to be true to yourself. And of course, it's normally very uncomfortable to get out of your comfort zone. It's normally something that you're like, what if it doesn't work out? But, the truth is, in life, everything is 50-50, You never know what will work out and what won't. So please listen to Recab as he tells you to take the leap of faith. Step out of that comfort zone. Start now. If you don't start believing in your dream, who is going to believe in it?
Right.
Who's going to do that? Nobody. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning into the show. I am just wrapping up. Of course, I'm going to play you some jams before I leave. But I just want to tell you to stay safe. Wash your hands, sanitize, and wear your mask. Please, if you do not need to be outside, this is me, Sylvia Kendy, telling you to stay at home. Tafadhali, please stay at home. Otherwise, I'm going to be bringing you good vibes every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. East African vibes right in your home. So you can grab a beer, grab some wine, and vibe with me. So see you guys next weekend. Happy new month, because it's a new month tomorrow. And have a blessed weekend. Please stay safe and don't miss me too much. I am Sylvia Kendy across all social media platforms. Please let us know what social media platforms for them to follow. Recab.
You can go on Facebook, Safari Dance School. You go to Instagram, still Safari Dance School, and www.safaridanceschool.com. That's where you will get all about Safari Dance School, and I'm sure you will get me too. So thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning.
Recab, you can also follow him. I don't know why he has not put his personal. He has not shouted out his personal Instagram, but he's Recab. I'm telling you, you can follow him.